What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? This is Twin Flames Unite, and we are at it again. And if you don't know by now, I'm Chris.
And I'm Leisha.
What up? What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, your day has been going well. We just over here doing our thing, just going through. It is Tuesday. Today is Transformation Tuesday. And hopefully you have been going through some things to transform yourself. But hey, we know that emotions are high right now, not only because of the situation that's going on in the world, but on an energetic level, there's a lot of stuff that's being stirred up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, excuse me, I'm about to burp right quick.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get tea.
We got the tea for you today. The real tea.
Gotcha. All right, but yeah, so this is also stirring up some emotions that are going on inside of you as well with the energies and everything that's going on. So, with that being said, as things pop up, we want to make sure that you are aware and know how to combat these waves of emotions that can come through.
We don't want you to drown in these emotions because it's easy to drown in these waters of emotion. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to touch on a few things because we know what's today, the 9th? And somebody posted something today and they said whoever took 30 and 31 from February, they need to come get number 14 too. So somebody don't really, you could already tell where that energy is going. They're not really liking the 14th and all that emotions that come with it. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of people around this time of the year. They're not too excited about it because it gets very emotional.
Yep. And you know what? We actually have some things in place to help y'all out for this coming up Valentine's Day. So, real quick before we get into the tips and tricks on how to, just want to double check to make sure, because the internet's been going real slow today, so I need to double check to make sure everything's coming well on that. But before we get into the tips and tricks on how to really keep these emotions at bay when it comes to dealing with your twin flame and just dealing with situations in general, one of the things I do want to point out is that this coming Sunday, which is February the 14th, which is Valentine's Day, and we are holding a webinar on how to find the perfect mate. Because there may be some people out there who haven't found their perfect mate, and there may be just a little bit of tweaks that need to be done, and we're going to help you in achieving those tweaks. So, if you go to our community board, you'll actually see that there is a discount code for that class where you can get up to 40% off. So if you want to do a little bit of a treasure hunt and find that post, then you'll be able to get that 40% off, learn how to find that perfect mate, because hey, if we did it, y'all can do it too.
It's pretty easy because you're going to attract that which you are.
Yes.
And we just want to welcome those who are in the chat. Welcome.
Yep.
Thank you for being here with us. I'm drinking some tea right now, and I like this yogi tea. They usually have little messages. And This one says, your inner self is your inner guide. So trust your intuition, right? And I also pulled a card for tonight before we dive into our little topic. Mm-hmm. And this card is from the Love Deck.
Yes.
Quite fitting, right? And it says, when it comes to matters of the heart, there is no right or wrong. Mm-hmm. Every choice you make expands your understanding of life and love. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. And you know what? With that being said, I just got the nudge to hit y'all with something real personal. And we got 1,011 concurrent views right now. So
wow, I think and 11, it's a lot of 11s right here.
Yes. So for those of you all who are watching this live, and you may be watching it because, hey, the title pulled you, or maybe you are going through something emotionally and you need to have some type of guidance to go through and master these waters. And coming from a Piscean, I pretty much gotten to the point of mastering these waters.
Some heavy waters. Sometimes it can take you on.
So, for those of you all who are not aware, or if you haven't heard our story, or at least my story, which is a mystery, I was in a marriage for 10 years. 10 years prior to being with Leisha. A year and a half almost by myself after that divorce. So once again, about a year and a half divorce before Leisha and I actually got together. Okay? And out of that divorce, yes, there was a child involved. Okay? And with that child being involved, you know, things, you know what? Oh, my baby lighting sage already. Because, you know, look, these are some things that are going to come up because this is the time that we're really doing some shadow work. And this can come in a couple of different ways, okay? So, during that divorce and during that time frame and things of that nature, yeah, the relationship between me and my child were not what we would want it to be. And I'm putting that nicely, okay?
Yeah.
And these past couple of weeks have really brought that issue up to really deal with it. And when you have things like that to come up, I thought you were trying to give it to me. When you have things like that come up, they really test you to see how much have you learned.
Yes, and what you're really made of.
Oh yeah, what you're really made of. And you know, an interesting thing happened because, and let's just say, for the most part, my child and I were not in communication for almost 3 years. Okay? And we finally were able to get that communication going back. But funny thing that happened is that if you ever know the situation of people hurting people,
right?
Well, I wasn't in contact with my father until I got into my early 30s. Okay? So it's been about almost maybe 7, 8 years now since I've been reconnected with my father. Now, there comes a certain point where you have to realize that there are certain things that you have done to other individuals that you need to clear up.
Yeah.
There are some questions that need to be answered, and that karma needs to be dealt with because to some degree, we all have our responsibilities of owning up to the trauma that we inflicted on somebody else.
Facts.
Okay? And so I had to clear up the trauma that I created by not having the communication to the level that it should have been after the divorce. And the funny thing is that this child had the opportunity to say to me what I had wanted to say to my father when I was a teenager. And it hit me. It hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my gosh, this is me.
Boom.
This is me living out a part of my life that I never had the opportunity to do.
Speak to that.
And because as a teenager, like I really wanted to go in on my father and say, you were a piece of shit. You were never around. You know, I had to learn this by myself. I had to do that. I had to learn how to do this, and you were not around.
Right.
I had plenty of basketball games that you never went to. And, you know, as a teenager, I wanted to say those things, but I never had the opportunity to. And when I became an adult, lived life a little bit more and did a little bit of therapy. Actually, not a little bit of therapy, a lot of therapy. A lot of therapy. When it finally came to the point where I was able to reconnect with my father, I didn't have the need to tell him how much of a shitty individual he was. Okay? And this is just being transparent with y'all because this is some type of stuff that you're going to be dealing with. And if you are not equipping yourself to deal with these heavy emotions, you are going to get, okay?
Right, you're going to be slipping and sliding.
But just to bring it home, just to understand something, is that when that moment came up and I realized that it wasn't my child that was talking, it was me. Woo. And so I told my child, like, say everything you wanted to say, not being condescending, not being whatever you want to put on it, but in true honesty, giving them full permission to say any and everything that wanted to come up so that they could get it out, so that I could get it out. And one of the things that really came out of that is that this individual would say, I just wanted closure, and now I have that closure. Okay? This is a time to clear all of this emotional baggage that has ever come up in your life.
Yes.
This is the time to heal that teenager that never got to say what they wanted to say. This is the time for that teenager that got raped, that nobody believed what happened to them. And most people said that, oh, you just need to put that underneath the rug. Right. No, this is not for you to deal with.
Right.
Okay? This is the time to do that healing because it is coming through real strong. If you haven't felt it, you're probably putting your head in the sand right now because it's coming through whether you want it to or not. So just saying that to say, gear up. But we're going to give y'all some tips to let y'all know because if I had not done the work that needed to be done, that whole process would have went way left.
And it was never going to come back right. It would have been a shitty conversation. But because you did that work, because you understood that that was you.
Oh, wow, it went down the wrong pipe. Oh, no.
It ain't a C word, is it? I don't think I helped. I don't think I helped. I'm sorry, man. I didn't even help out. You know I joke a lot and stuff, man. You gotta laugh. Gosh. Listen, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying, okay?
Yep.
But what's up in the comments, though?
Let's see what's going on in the comments. Because I just hit y'all with something heavy, and hopefully you would listen.
That was a heavy hitter right there.
Because some people gotta come. We gotta come through. We gotta stop playing around.
That was a heavy hitter.
Good evening, everybody. Good evenings.
Yes.
What was that? Sierra? Sierra is transforming. Yes, you are, Sierra.
Beautiful butterfly.
All right. Hi, OMG. I caught you live. Hey, we glad you called us.
Welcome.
Lovely. What was that? Lovely Lachelle. Okay.
Thank you for being here. And if you guys have anything that you're going through, anything that you're experiencing, anything that feels transformational, go ahead and share it in the chat, because we always encourage you to share what you're going through because sometimes you never know, somebody else might be going through the same thing. They might be like, oh, I'm unique. Like I'm the only one that's experiencing this. And then, it just feels, it's like a little comfort thing. It brings people a little bit of comfort knowing that they're not, experiencing something that's like totally so unique and out there.
Right.
So if you guys are going through anything, if you have any questions about anything, just feel free to drop it in the chat. I mean, this is a beautiful community. It's a safe community. We try to keep it very loving, very supportive in the comment section. If we see anybody who is saying something out of the way, we haven't really had that in a while because we really tend to keep the energy in check, right?
Yeah.
So
keep that sage.
Keep that sage going.
Keep that sage. There you go. Get y'all a little bit of sage going. There you go. All right. Yeah. Is that going on your phone?
Oh yeah. Don't want to sage. You can sage your phone too.
Oh, it is 9:23.
Wow. That's my birthday. Woo.
Wow.
It's my birthday.
All right. So yeah. So this evening we are talking about really some deep emotional healing.
Yes.
Some healing that definitely needs to take place. Michelle was talking about how her husband can totally relate to everything. Yeah. You know what? And you know that's something that's not talked about as much because there's this whole persona or facade, pretty much a huge mask that's been worn for a lot of our male counterparts or man counterparts. I don't care what these politicians say.
We don't know anymore. We don't know if it's woman date, man date. We don't know anymore. So we trying to be politically correct.
Right. And there are some fathers out there who are going through a lot, but they won't say it.
Yep, they're not, because they're supposed to be manly.
Yeah.
Right? And so you will find oftentimes that divine masculines, they really don't get a chance to really express themselves because the society is shaped in such a way it discourages them from really expressing how they really feel, and so they carry a lot of trauma.
Yes.
As a downside of not being in an environment that's open to men. Sorry, we're drinking tea. To men crying
tea
and really saying how they feel, right? Because then they start looking soft and they start looking girly and all these crazy words that's put on the divine masculine really expressing himself. So
yeah. And so with that being said, actually before we go into as far as talking about things to really do to set yourself up so that you can get some of these blows, because you don't take these blows just by just standing up like, yeah, I can do this now. You ain't done no training, you ain't done no work.
Yeah.
Now, so a lot of you on this video who are watching us, you all have done a lot of work. But as far as the sparring is concerned, you hadn't done too much sparring. Okay? And that's what we're going to get into. But before we get into that, what's the cards that you got, baby?
Okay, well, I just did a couple things here. I have wisdom.
Oh, Charlotte got her sage.
Yay! Yes. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes.
Now you can be by your computer like this or by your phone, Charlotte. Light them sage up.
Yeah.
But yeah. So before we get into the card, we're just gonna touch real quick in the comments. What we got going on in the comments. Who we got? Michelle, my husband can totally relate to everything you're saying. Yes, it's time to heal. Yes, guys. Who we got? Lisa, Lesbecca. Has any of you been feeling like your 3D eye been getting hot lately? Or third eye? Did I say 3D eye?
Oh, that's
third eye.
That's always.
I can't even see really.
That is always.
I need some more carrots. Yes, all the time. That's why you see this is my protector right here. This is fluoride. So this is pretty good for the third eye. Michelle says, my husband and I are twin flames and working on healing. Beautiful. Nice. Beautiful. I love it. I'm really feeling weird out right now. Could you, I don't know why my words are jumbling up. This is weird.
Okay, let me read it.
You read it, babe.
Okay, so lovely Lachelle says, I'm really feeling weird out here right now because there's so much similarities that I see looking at you guys for myself and my twin, like it's crazy.
Beautiful. We are a reflection of you.
Yeah, you're just seeing yourself.
Yeah.
Carla Moore. I thought I had, what is that, rant? I thought I had rant finished most of my healing, but recently I've been facing inner child issues.
Yes, that's coming up for a lot of people.
Yeah, those inner child issues are definitely going to be coming up. And actually, the other thing is that I had to deal with some inner child issues around my mother.
Yes, that came up too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of stuff that's coming up, guys.
Has only connections or a relationship with father during what happened? Oh, during sporadic one-on-one basketball games. He was working on healing that childhood wound. Toxic masculinity is promoted. Yes, toxic. And you know what? That's a nerve of mine because I'm not gonna go there right now.
Toxic masculinity. It is promoted within the community and within the society.
Right.
It's terrible.
Yes, sir. I've been working with healing. What the world is that?
Tibetan singing bowl. Yeah. Where's my Tibetan bowl? Oh, it's over there.
Yeah, it's over there. Wow. Yeah, it's a lot of healing that needs to be going on. Yeah. Healing is like peeling a acorn onion.
Soul family and the tribe for real. Oh, Max, my baby Max, I love her so much. Yes, healing is like peeling an onion. Just when you think that you did something, I'm about it. Yep, I'm good. I did my shadow work. I did my integration, and then you get boom.
Yeah. Now, Liz, Becca, when it's getting hot, you have to understand what's going on. It's not anything that's bad. It is energy. It is causing friction. That means that there needs to be a release. You need to be able to channel that energy.
Move it.
Because when you think about it, it's like, oh, gosh. But just put it this way. That is energy that is building up. You need to be able to channel it. If you have not done grounding, definitely go through and do some grounding. If nothing else, take a cold shower. That's going to help in resetting some things.
Yeah, and get you one of these. Put one of these on your forehead. And also sage.
Yes.
You know, sage is really good. And also selenite. So you get you some selenite and you can clean your oil field around you with the selenite. It's very, very good. Meditation always works. If all else fails, meditation is beautiful. You will come out of a meditation feeling light as a feather. And breathing, breath work with the meditation, fantabulous.
All right. Now I think we pretty much got through most of those. Let's just we're gonna touch on these cards real quickly, and then we're going to touch on any other questions that pop up. And then also we're going to go into just a little bit of tips and tricks as far as dealing with these massive emotions and shifts that's going on, so that we can be more equipped to handle these things as they come through.
Yes. So slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So this is how we're gonna get through this process. You know, slow and steady wins the race. Okay. So 1 foot in front of the other. That's what they say when I'm growing up. Just put 1 foot in front of the other. Keep going, keep pushing, keep moving forward, okay? And also wisdom. You're going to need wisdom on this journey, all right? That is something that is going to be needed on this journey. And what is wisdom? Let's just break down wisdom. Wisdom is the correct and proper execution of knowledge, okay? So you have knowledge and then you have wisdom. So it's the right use of knowledge. So, you know, knowledge is knowing that, you know, we have a red light, you have a green light and amber light, right? And so wisdom is actually going when you see the green light, like, you know, and then stopping when you see the red light. So that will be your exercise of wisdom. So we gather all the knowledge that we can. Knowledge of self, of course. Learning self, learning the environment and how we interact within the environment, putting all that stuff together, and using wisdom along this journey, right? And then once we go slow and steady, keep going at it, using our wisdom, we have success at the end of the journey, right? So you always have success. So this card represents abundance. It represents success that lays ahead after you put in your hard work, right? And this is just for collective. It's on a collective level. So right now, we're just using our wisdom to get through whatever that we're going through, whatever lessons that's unfolding, situations. It's all about growth and expansion. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, okay? And that's pretty much what that is saying.
Yes. Awesome. So that is some beautiful stuff. So we definitely need to keep things stable, use that wisdom so that we can access that success. So with that being said, how can we gain control of these emotions?
All right, we got her mom lied to her about her dad. And so she grew up thinking that her sister's father was her father. Then I met my daddy. He tried to flirt with me initially until he saw my mother back. Oh wow. I tell you, it's
wow.
It's crazy. It can get crazy, right? And again, these are emotions, and we have to literally stay afloat of these emotions and recognize that our parents. I have to come to the realization that my parents had their own drama. You know, I have to realize that, and they never. Some parents, you know, we look at them as parents, as grown-ups, you know, 50, 60 years old, and we look at them and we automatically assume, you know, that they've cultivated themselves to a point because, yeah, you're 60. So, right, you've been on planet Earth for 60 years. I know you did something. But that's not always the case, you know, and I have to learn that the hard way. Age does not necessarily equate to wisdom, right?
Oh.
That's a big lesson I have to learn. Just because somebody's old doesn't mean that they're wise. Doesn't mean that they've learned from any life lessons. Some people are 60 years old and they're just repeating the same lessons they've been getting since they were kids, since they still repeating the lessons. So if you're constantly repeating the same lessons, you're not learning from those lessons. And so the only thing is your age is going up, but your lessons are just repeating. So when you see someone and they're older,